It was a common day. I had just finished studying, and as usual, after studying I played for a while. I discovered that there was a game that was trending. Other channels confirmed it when I saw that they had millions of views, so I was curious about know how the game was, so I downloaded it. I really liked the game, since the songs were catchy and had a very nice drawing. I spent all day playing it. Time passed and passed, I did not realize the time, and I kept playing. I passed all the bosses and levels, each time easier because I got the hang of it. I reached the end of the game. It took me a long time, but I finished it. I liked the game so much that I did not want it to end. And 12 o'clock arrived. A message appeared in red on the entire screen. Then I am happy that the game has not finished. Obviously I told him if he wanted to play the game extra level, we start by battling the vampire. E.g. but something was not right, everything was in a scary way. The vampire had a macabre smile on his face, and he was looking at our character intently, and our girlfriend was pale. She no longer smiled, she was shaking her head from one side to the other. Slowly, I beat him, but it was more difficult than usual, and out of nowhere, he rushes on the girlfriend, and screams are heard, but I couldn't see anything because the screen went black. I knew something was wrong because this game too is for children and they would be scared when they saw this, but I did not give it importance because I was already an adult. In the next level the bride appeared, but totally pale, without blood, with an emptiness in her eyes. It seemed that the head no longer I had the strength to move it, and we continued with the next level, against Skid and Pump, but Skid was eating the Pump's head. It was horrible to see how slowly he chewed, and when he rapped he spoke with his mouth full. I beat him, was also more difficult to normal, but at the end of the battle, Pump falls to the floor dead, and Skid pounces on the girlfriend, and screams are heard again, but without strength, with if it were only moans. We went to the next level, against Peak, only that there it was already all scary and horrible. The streets were engulfed in fire, the cars and bridges destroyed, and our girlfriend was sitting, but headless and engulfed in flames, and Peak was completely on fire. She was pointing her gun at her head. She could no longer bear the pain. With the jesting he sang, and as time passed he lost parts of his skin and fell to the floor. Our character no longer had the confident and intimidating face of the beginning, rather he had an expression of horror and terrified. We gained the level, and everything turned black and several shots are heard. We passed with Monster. Our girlfriend was of another color due to the large burns and bullets in her body, now lifeless. Monster was with a big macabre smile. Blood came out of her eyes and his teeth. He sang horrible with screams and laughter. In the end we beat him. Monster began to laugh until he fell to the floor and writhed in pain and laughter. In the next level our protagonist was already crazy. He had a macabre smile on his face and shook his head so strange. This time we had to face the blonde student, but he was totally unrecognizable and horrible. In the first place he had no hair, his eyes were sewn with his mouth, and he had no nose. We also beat him, and he began to open the stitches of the sewn, leaving a large amount of blood that soaks our character, and the final opponent arrived, Spirit. Already at this point our character was crying and laughing at the same time, drenched in blood, trembling with fear and shivering. Spirit, more horrible that he never had horns, twists in his eyes, extremely long tongue. I think it was the devil himself. We faced each other, but this boss was too difficult, every time I made a mistake, there would have been wounds on my body. He was missing very little to beat him, but the PC was turned off, and there was no one on stage. I saw that the different scenarios of each boss were passing, but I was desolate. There were only the scenarios all tetric and with a lot of blood. I wondered where they were, and a hand rests on my shoulder. I turned slowly in terror, and they were all the characters in the game, but in front of me, all as they were in the game. disfigured, and horrible. Our protagonist with his hand on my shoulder, he tells me, "Congratulations on winning, here is your prize," and they rush on me. Awake but I'm not at home, I'm on
Friday Night Funkin'.